What comes to your mind when you hear yummy hamburgers? Most of you would have sensed the smell of McDonald's stores. Let us look over the exciting and most hidden story behind the success graph of the great McDonald's journey. The story begins in the late 1940s. McDonald's father started a street food store which then was converted into a business venture on seeing the demand for hamburgers and fries by the McDonald's brothers. With a limited set of menus, they remained their course of action. Apart from the demanding sale items, they added Cokes, shakes, cheeseburgers, soft drinks, and pies. By specializing in a limited menu, they were able to create more focus on the quality and quantity of the food products. To be first in the market, they sold their foods at half the price in comparison to their competitors, and it did work efficiently. But the customers needed to wait for at least half an hour, and sometimes they did get it wrong. Thus, the brothers introduced the speedy service system in 1948 in order to bring out a change in their usual methodology of food serving. Thereby, they introduced their own food serving system, where no need to mess up with the wrong food reaching your table. You can avoid dealing with waiters and waitresses and could directly order the food and get delivered it on the time. Along with the change in the food system, they also altered their restaurant style and made it customer-friendly to attract more people towards them. They modified their seating system point of view to make customers eat faster and also implemented the promotion of their own brand-labeled cone cups to increase advertisements as well as the rate of drinking. All of these created a great competitive mode for them against their competitors. But this itself doesn't account for the studious emergence of McDonald's in the food industry, right? So what would be their core secret towards achieving their topmost position? Let's dig into it. It was the joining of Mr. Ray Kroc into the McDonald's team, which paved the way for a huge twist and turns in the company. Although it seemed like any other restaurant of that time, their effective operation of McDonald's caught his eye. And yes, indeed, Ray Kroc did have a plan even before collaborating with the brothers, the idea to rise McDonald's all over the United States. Ray Kroc, along with the McDonald brothers, came up with new business strategies in view of contributing to the food sectors on a global level. Kroc did succeed to turn their business into the mass market with mind-blowing success after buying the rights to franchise McDonald's restaurants across the country. The registration of trademarks did change their impact on the countries. So how did the chain grow from a single restaurant into the expansive corporation it is today? The full answer isn't a short one. However, 3 strategies stand out when considering the decades-long success of McDonald's, and they are consistency, innovation, and resiliency. Talking about consistency, it does not even concern if you're visiting a McDonald's store located in America or India, or any outlet situated around the world. All you are going to have is a similar experience in terms of the menu, food wrapping, and design of the building from each of the places. This was a contribution of Ray Kroc towards the success rate of McDonald's in and around. Ray Kroc launched Hamburger University as a training school that prioritizes consistent restaurant operations, procedures, services, quality, and cleanliness. Customers know what to expect and can rely on that knowledge when making a decision on where to eat. These efforts towards process repetition and efficiency not only set the basis for McDonald's success from the standpoint of customers' expectations, but also help McDonald's stay on top in a culture where producing at a quick pace is commonly expected. But can consistency only be the factor that relies on the overall benefit of serving food? No, not at all. Here comes the next strategy, which is innovation. At first, the characteristics of consistency and innovation seem to contradict one another. But in fact, they work together to allow for McDonald's continued growth. While maintaining consistency, McDonald's is able to keep customers on their toes with constant product innovation. Staying consistent with the core components of your business doesn't mean the products you sell, or even the way you deliver them, will remain the same. Localization is another key element in their pursuit of innovation. Producing limited-time service or providing seasonal menu items that intend to serve in accordance with the likes and tastes of the local motivates the customers to return to their stores. Furthermore, this promises a unique experience that one can only get in a specific country, thus captivating the interests of tourists too. This indeed set the scene for a huge impact towards attracting customers to the store. Franchisees hurried their pace largely behind these innovations, through continuous observations of customer trends and their behaviors. And yet it did bring about an astonishing chance to develop the now iconic menu and molded a distinct variety of food items in comparison with the competitive stores. Examples include the Happy Meal, Big Mac, and even McFlurry. These were all babies developed through franchisees to increase McDonald's range of product offerings. Finally, McDonald's was able to adapt to emerging trends, including fast and convenient foods, as people had increasingly less time to spare, and also prioritize health at the same time. where they came up with healthier options including many salads, fruits, etc. McDonald's turned out to be a reality and turning out to be a customer-oriented company. They developed a wide range of products, improved within the local markets, maintained continuous opening hours, and launched iconic products, but the taste remained standardized. The last point is very important since, in the food industry, you must have to maintain the taste of your product because customers hate the alterations you provide to something they like very much. As long as we know that, hamburger taste is the same as we being a kid. Let's look over the third strategy, whereas resiliency. Resiliency is closely related to innovation. It seems the lessons learned from the storms they have faced kept McDonald's striving to be as sustainable as possible. Throughout the years, the company had consistently issued updates on its sustainability practices. Perhaps the biggest reason McDonald's has been a success for so long, however, is its ability to weather storms. Though the venture has been showing a primarily upward graph throughout its existence, the company did happen to face several challenges and controversies throughout its lifetime. We are much aware over the topic on the health issues that come along while consuming fast foods. For instance, when it comes to health concerns and sustainable environmental practices, activists have been raising concerns over McDonald's policies for decades. People argued from several cones that the food that McDonald's served was bad for people's health, and the methods chosen to produce their food products and packaging contributes to the destruction of rainforests and contributed much negative impact on the aspects of environmental sustainability. In response, McDonald's formally established a global environmental commitment in 1990 that outlines the steps they have taken to reduce solid waste, and it also included conserving and protecting natural resources, along with encouraging others to be accountable for their actions. One of the results of this commitment can be seen in McDonald's consumer packaging, which is now solely made from renewable materials. Recently, McDonald's has also taken some crucial steps toward exhibiting transparency. They put forward the idea of It's Our Food, Your Questions campaign, which is designed to combat the negative stereotypes McDonald's have been over the years, and it always the fears of a number of consumers about McDonald's food. The reason that McDonald's is willing to take risks is that the company realizes the necessity of change is vital to adapt to the needs and wants of customers. For example, the company scrapped the supersize option and began offering healthier options as more people have become more health conscious. Additionally, the company also offers regional items based on local favorites. As far we discussed how the main three strategies shaped the future of McDonald's, but still, there are some extra elements of tactics that did help them to reach where they are. They implemented the concept of cross-selling, where they achieved much greater attention from the customers since they started to ask, "Do you want this with that?" Anyone who approaches the outlet and on seeing this kind of offer within a reasonable price would assuredly order it and fill their stomach. And this tactic increased their sales to a steeper peak within a less span of time. When it comes to the talk about branding and advertising, Kroc did come up with a unique idea after a few years of joining the team. McDonald's iconic golden arches and their mascot, as you know, the happy clown, Ronald McDonald, were introduced within this span of time, which was much more appealing to the younger demographics. They targeted their advertisements by branding it as a fun place to go for families and have leisure time. As a matter of surprise, by the halftime of this video, you would have been distracted to travel within the mind to remember your good old childhood days when you tangled along with your family to visit the nearby McDonald's outlet and have some crunchy, yummy food from there. Growth was so swift in the 1990s that it was said a new McDonald's opened somewhere in the world every 5 hours. Obviously, Hamburger University did turn out to be an inevitable fact of how much relatedness it provided for the outlets by training the employers in the method to do their work. It produced the best training managers in the fast food industry. The growth they gained from these systems did make use of beating the competitors down the way itself. On taking account of the recent success rate, we must also look forward to the recent pandemic situation. You would be amazed on hearing how they tackled the recent pandemic outbreak, since it was a global issue that led to the destruction of many businesses and enterprises. While as a result of this issue, McDonald's has to relook into their current policy and make changes to adhere to governmental and safety guidelines. In light of the new store reopenings, they did bring out preventive measures by performing new cleaning regulations, using social distancing stickers, and mandating the use of personal protective equipment. The staff was ordered to keep up with strict protective agendas while preparing food. Furthermore, to simplify operations, they have also reduced their menu offerings to their most popular items. Through these new implementations, they have been able to maintain a positive brand perception among their customers, proving that they are taking the necessary precautions to make their McDonald's experience a safe one. This plan of action did make a huge impact onto public to ensure food from McDonald's outlets McDonald's is much aware of the truth that its core strength of it does not rely on the quality of the food only. Yet it started to spread over to the areas for being such as popular, planned on gaining value and credits, and did make sure the ease and convenience that they needed to offer. As such, McDonald's marketing campaigns really play on this heavily, successfully appealing to millions of customers every single day.